Hello everybody, welcome to the College Tech 360 channel. Today we're going to talk about YouTube and the views that are dropping and the algorithm, how it doesn't make sense. I have two videos to react to, and so let's get started.
Came across a really interesting thread on the LTT subreddit this week, just about how crap YouTube's getting, and we did this last week, but I think it bears doing again. This is my YouTube homepage. There is an ad,
live stream,
2 live streams,
5 shorts.
Let me go back a little bit.
How crap YouTube's getting, and we did this last week, but I think it bears doing again. This is my YouTube homepage. There is an ad,
live stream,
2 live streams,
5 shorts,
a row of shorts, which they don't even autoplay the whole thing. They just stop. You have to click them. It's by design. You know it's by design. Then we get
Linus, I'm not so worried about the autoplay for a few seconds kind of thing. That's actually a good technology they made. That's good. They're trying to encourage you to click on the video. But the problem that you're describing here is there used to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos up here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos. And then the next one goes smaller. And then smaller. And then they can get to the ads or the playables, like this thing here. But they're prioritizing playables over here and the shorts. They want to sell the shorts so that it can replace the normal videos. So your video is about YouTube is killing normal videos. And I agree with that. I even highlighted your video on my other video. So I'll leave an end screen over here later. Okay? So, yeah. I agree. But I disagree partly.
What? Another live stream. An ad. A VOD.
The first VOD.
Oh my god. YouTube playables. These AI slop garbage games.
Yes.
So out of my first 2 pages. So I'm below the fold already.
Video.
1 VOD.
And it is, I will say, it is kind of somewhat based YouTube that the 1 VOD that you got is like a really small video. Because part of YouTube is discoverability and all that kind of stuff. But it's 1. Why is it 1?
Okay, let's keep going. I mean, I haven't prepped this, right? Below the fold again.
Another video part.
Here we go. A Boston Dynamics
short
video that's pretty popular. Jurassic Park, but with a cat. A short circuit video. Okay, we got 3 VODs.
AI,
another row of
by the way.
shorts.
Another live stream.
Another ad.
A 10-year-old video from what?
13 years old, but yeah, sure, who's counting? We got Electro Boom in here. Okay, so we get a few VODs here. Another live stream, another fireplace.
This should
Please
not
tell
be
me
there.
That's not the same fireplace. No, it's a different fireplace.
Sorry, 1 second.
That
Can we look
shouldn't
at
be
that
there.
video real quick?
This one here?
Virginia
The
traffic
fireplace
journey
thing,
Luke
that
J.
is
Nichols.MLG
lazy
from 13 years
I'll
ago.
go with
It's got 4.5 million
4.5
views.
million
Lazy.
views.
Oh, it's an ad. It must have been used as an ad.
But the
He's
reason
just
why
talking
it's
about his practice.
Wait, hold on.
So it's just an ad.
But the reason why this is here, because of the algorithm, the reason why it's there is because it's 4K. It's being tagged as 4K by YouTube. And it's a good thing. They're prioritizing 4K videos for 4K monitors. So that's good. But at the same time, this is lazy video. because there's no value in it. It's just putting a fireplace as a video throughout the whole thing. But the reason why it's being pushed is because more people are watching it as a video, because they're putting it on, like, let's say, you know those backgrounds with the fake I don't know what you call it, monitors, and it shows the fireplace. That's what that is. But it's lazy upload. So let's go. Lazy.
Like, it probably was an ad at some point. It probably isn't an ad anymore because there's no way.
Yeah.
This is clearly
This
not
is
parody,
an
though.
old
This is
video
an actual
that should not
ad
have been there.
for
It
Virginia
should be
traffic
in a
turning Jay
recommended
Nichols.
location, like a different page.
Am I
something
missing
like that.
something here? Okay, now I'm clicking it. I must be missing something here. I don't know how I found this video, but I didn't expect to see Outdoor Boys. Your new job is way cooler than a traffic attorney.
Wait, that's Outdoor Boys? Okay, that makes sense why they got so many views. That is totally him. What the heck?
Okay. Got it.
I didn't recognize the name immediately. That
Yeah.
is incredibly random.
Hilarious. So what happens if I call this number? You know,
Don't
let's not
do it. Don't.
Yeah.
That's
No,
not necessary.
no.
We're not that kind of show.
Yeah.
But so how much farther? And this was sort of the conversation that some people were trying to have in the Reddit thread. But like, how much more inshtification is there for YouTube to go through? I mean, I do feel like this whole AI slop game thing might be the jump the shark moment.
It feels like it to me. I think I ranted about this last week, but yeah, YouTube really needs to find their way. I am genuinely rather terrified
because that was the answer, right? Like, that was the community's and your answer to how we're gonna not have everything be major studio funded and we're gonna have like indie be possible. The answer is
YouTube has been the bastion.
Yes, they've been the way for small projects to survive and fund themselves, you know, off platform on Patreon or even through YouTube directly. But how is VOD supposed to survive on YouTube when literally AI slop games are given better billing in the first 2 pages of the site than
significantly better billing
than VOD videos?
Yeah.
I'm going to say VOD. I don't mean that, you know, a lot of this other stuff isn't also technically video on demand, but that's the way that YouTube refers to it. Is there's shorts, there's VODs, there's live. So VOD, that's like your traditional, you know, 16:9 YouTube upload that's meant to be watched on a screen. That isn't.
What he's talking about is this thing right here. He's talking about this one. Okay? This can be classified as normal videos, a live stream, or a long video. Okay, so this video has 17 minutes. Okay, so this is a VOD. On Twitch, a VOD is the whole live stream. That's what they're talking about, okay? So, normal videos, live streams, short form landscape videos are all VODs, okay? When I say short form, I'm not talking about the shorts. We'll talk about it in a little bit.
Vertical. And isn't meant to be like, you know, played a game on AI slop junk. And I don't know. And obviously this, you know, affects me personally, right? Because that's the majority of Linus Media Group's work is VOD. And even though we do dabble in shorts, I can tell you now that unless you're selling something through your shorts, there's not a sustainable amount of money to be made, not at any kind of scale. Like, I think as an individual person, you could survive on shorts, just kind of filming yourself, or maybe even a few people, small team. But beyond that, you're going to need to start to seek sponsorships. You're going to need to start to sell something. Ran into a really cool shorts creator who became a shorts creator because of his like frozen dessert business, as opposed to
there's a bunch of
the
that
other way
going on.
around.
It's weird, but yeah.
Where like the ads, the ads have become the content, which is sort of wild.
Oh, that part's very.
That's wild.
But
That's
there's
true.
some people out there who make the same argument about us.
Yeah.
But that's true because some ads, I've seen it myself too. Some ads, they are like normal videos, but not exactly normal videos. It's just an ad for. They're right. They're right. I saw those kinds of videos. Right.
That's again where your line is, because some people see certain types of content as ads.
It also depends on their
necessarily
perception.
What is going on, bro? Come on. Can you please?
Right. Like there is stuff that we do that I would say it could be classified as advertisement. Like fully like we did a fully sponsored short on these like wave generator things. We just put them in my hot tub and turned it into a whirlpool.
Yeah, no, I mean we do
actually really
a
fun.
fair amount of things that are effectively ads. We try to make them entertaining, but they're effectively ads.
But there's a lot of people who consider like, you know, anything that we do building a computer to be an ad simply because those are things you can buy. And it's like, well, no, that's not actually how that works either.
The line gets funky.
All right.
It's tough. But my like, I'm terrified for what's happening to YouTube thing actually has nothing to do with like my job or this place. It's entirely just that like, I don't know. There's comments in Fullplane chat of like, oh, YouTube can definitely, I can't remember where it was. I'm not going to find it. Sorry. But YouTube can definitely get worse. They've proven that before. It's like, yeah, man, I don't know. I'm definitely on the like, let's dog on YouTube chain, I guess.
Yeah, but like, I mean,
it's also pretty amazing. And
yeah,
there really isn't anything else out there like it. And I really don't think it's going to happen. If YouTube goes down, we're not going to get this back again. You look at the incumbents. What are they doing?
Yeah,
just worse things than what YouTube's doing.
Yeah, and that's and that was with YouTube to be there as a guiding star and show them how to create a creator economy company. Like Twitter talked a good game for a while about, you know,
YouTube lost its way and don't understand that YouTube is its own economy. They're trying to chase the Netflix business model, but what they leave behind is the economy that they already have that is supporting them as much as they are supporting them. Like YouTube supporting creators and then creators supporting YouTube, and then it goes around in like a circle of life. This ongoing on and off cycle. But the thing that YouTube wants to do is take all the money, pay off all of its infrastructure, and I have a more. We'll keep going. I'll explain more.
More revenue sharing with creators and this and that, and then I think eventually
thing is they don't want to share the money with creators anymore. At least not the liberals that are in there and running the show. We'll just keep going.
Leadership figured out or that's not happening or got distracted by something. TikTok, I don't think ByteDance has any intention of ever having a revenue sharing model like YouTube introduced.
I don't
Twitch has revenue sharing, like pretty decent revenue sharing. I'd say that's like the other platform where creators can realistically like make enough money to sustain teams to build
ByteDance/TikTok is China. So the more control that they have onto their platform, the better. So I don't think they're gonna do the revenue sharing thing as much as YouTube, because YouTube was built on the revenue share for a long time. They can do ads over here, but they don't want to annoy people, but they have to. Just put a small ad over here. I can see that happening. Just put it right in between the videos. That's the solution. Right here is the most obvious section. Hold on here. The other one is putting over here. Down here, see? Right here. One big one.
Come on,
But they're still not
talk
profitable.
about Twitch being better than YouTube?
Because the comments...
Not
6?
Oh, no.
They're just
This
comments.
is my point, though.
But over here, just put it over here.
VOD,
That's it.
so VOD is pretty functionally completely abandoned on Twitch. I've had people who don't understand what Floatplane is say, "Oh, this is Floatplane's opportunity."
No,
it
it's
isn't.
not. We're not doing that. It's not happening.
That will literally never happen. It will never ever happen. The only reason that YouTube works is because it operates at such a colossal scale that no amount of, you know what, Floatplane team, super talented.
Yeah.
Amazing. Floatplane leadership, great job.
Thanks, man. Peter's in Floatplane chat right now saying, "Yeah, please no."
Yeah.
We're good. We're not doing that.
But a project of that scale, no matter how, I will say it right now.
Okay, so here's the thing. The other issue is YouTube has been fighting against ad blockers for a while now. I don't know why, but I also know why. But the problem is, even if you put the ads over here like I suggested, or down here, down there, you know, even if you do that, the advertisers that bid on it, it's gonna put like scams on that platform. They already do, and YouTube doesn't know how to control it. And even if you put it in this ad, that's another big problem. If you put it on the mobile app, that's even worse, because the mobile app has the video, and then right on the bottom is a link to the website. So even if you click that, you can still be scammed to do that. So people want to put ad blockers because the ad blockers stop the scammy ads from getting through. You know, you can be hacked clicking on ads. Yes, you can. And I don't think YouTube understands that. They don't understand that.
I don't mean this to be offensive to the Floatplane team in any way. No amount of venture capital money would make that viable.
But that has been proven already. Like, if any...
Actually, look, YouTube is big. I agree with that. And yes, no amount of venture capital money is going to solve that. I agree, but I also disagree. Because I agree that YouTube is big, but I disagree that venture capital is not going to be able to solve that problem. venture capital is money by investors. Okay? You can be an investor. He can be an investor. I can be an investor. Anybody can be an investor. But what he's saying is that there's levels of investments, okay? Seed investors has a cap of $1 million. Second rung is, okay, so angel investors usually is around 1 million to 10 million. On the next rung is institutional investors. Those guys are the ones that put like a bucket of, let's say, 10 million to 100 million. Okay? Venture capitalists is somebody who has more than $100 million or a institutional venture capital firm that pulls their money together to buy a piece of a company. Let's say they pull in their resources and pays the founder or the executive team with 200, 300, 400, 500 million dollars, something. Those are known as like the real accredited investors, the real people who have money to spend, to burn money through. So when YouTube got bought by Google, it was a great match. It was a great match. Okay? You got the Google search engine. You got the AdSense system that was implemented later. But what the problem is, Google got so big that all of these services are bleeding money out of investors in general. Okay? Some of them are bleeding on the back end, and then on the front end, they're not going to be able to make back the money that they invested in the company. That's what he's saying. Okay? So, if you can get $1 billion in investment capital to run YouTube, then it can sustain itself. But right now, and this is unrelated, okay? So, it's related, but it's also unrelated, okay? So, it has crossovers, okay? So, AI is in YouTube right now. So, it's sucking up energy from the data centers. Okay? So, the data centers are pretty much computers, okay? And they have storage. So every time you upload a video, okay? Let's put one example. A video like this. Okay? A normal video like this is about 100 to 300 megabyte of storage. Okay? So multiply that by 1 million uploads a day. Okay? So they employed like compression to compress the videos to a level that when you download the video from YouTube, that download file is smaller than the actual raw video. And still, YouTube is too expensive to run. So they use AI, but it taxes the computers. That's why they went out and bought like RAM cards, those SSDs, those hard drives, all kinds of things. So the prices of technology went up. Okay, it doesn't just affect YouTube. It affects Google. It affects Silicon Valley. It affects gamers. It affects everybody. Anybody that deals with computers. Okay? So, even if YouTube wanted to get better servers, they still need money to put the data centers in place to handle the more traffic and the more files. And then on top of that, when you upload gameplay, let's say PlayStation 5 gameplay, Call of Duty gameplay, each video is capped at 22 gigabytes. So Google has to compress all of that into a smaller video while upgrading the resolution. See over here? Hold on here. Theater mode. Right here in... No, I don't see it here. Usually there's a video mode option here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's not here. Okay, anyway, so the option shows like the resolution to up to 4K. Okay? So that's gonna double the memory. So even then, when you play the videos, they buffer.
It's basically going to be
it's
Amazon
because
with adding
the
VOD
link
to Twitch,
between...
and then yeah, they don't
See,
work very
it's
well.
lagging.
Totally fine.
It's
Not my
lagging.
name, but I have talked to...
It's because YouTube is connecting to your computer from their server via a connection. For a service like Google Fiber, you have to install like fiber optic cable between YouTube and you. And even that business is not Comcast, it's not Spectrum, it's not T-Mobile, it's not Sprint, it's not Metro PCS, it's not Xfinity, it's not so Google is up against more competitors in more than one sector. Okay, they have internet in their company. We don't even have Google Fiber here in Alabama, for example. We don't have it. And it's because of the infrastructure. Google is not set up to do marketing on a scale for one little thing, even if it is fiber. If you go to let's say San Francisco and you want Google Fiber, they will install it like this. And it's because it's Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley has a very big obsession with technology. I swear to you, if you go to a startup event in San Francisco, I swear to you, you will find tech nerds all over the place. Everybody is going to talk about technology like it's the biggest thing in the world. That's why AI is popular. Air quotes. Okay, air quotes, okay? It's not popular, but Silicon Valley wants to make it popular. They're trying to force the idea. See, buffering
Twitch
again.
people who, during that segment of time, were like, "We are going to lose. We were never going to win. This is a failed idea." Their moat is astronomically bigger than everyone thinks, and no one will ever touch YouTube. And that, like, almost, it's been 2
I
years
agree.
to say that verbatim, but like, it's close. Like there's no chance, and that's still kind of true, unless they remove the moat themselves. The only real
They're
threat
working on it. They're
is
cooking.
inside the building. And my concern is that threat inside the building is too much. You sound scared. I am kind of scared.
He's right.
The like
He's
the
right.
future of online knowledge sharing with YouTube rotten to its core is dark. Like you look at like so many different ways, and there's people talking about how they're stopping using social media and all these different things are happening, and like there's goodness in that, but the sad part of that is that YouTube was often
Take that. Dear God, the call is coming from inside the house. Because YouTube threat from within.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I was so confused looking at my phone. I was like, did you get spoofed or something? Yeah. It's...
Okay, all right. Gravity Cube asks,
It's just concerning.
but why is it not feasible? I understand money, but what is the part that is so expensive? Okay, so uploading for free
4,
is
3, 2.
fucking insane, for one thing. That's the start. Like, the whole uploading for free only made sense at the beginning because investment funding, burning money, user acquisition period, it was the mid 2000s / sort of late 2000s, and I mean even well into the 2010s, that was the Silicon Valley model. You just burned investor money, and then you acquired many users, and then usually you exited to a much larger company who figured out how to make money off of it eventually, or just kind of didn't and continued to burn money and just acquire users. See Twitch, as an example. That was just the model. But what happened to the vast majority of other, free to use, free to upload, free to download services, like, let's look at Dropbox as an example. Dropbox, made no sense how much they were giving away for free in the early days. Eventually, they had to look at it and go, oh my God, this doesn't make any sense. And they had to build like a viable business model.
Yeah.
And now Dropbox's popularity is, they were like basically
everywhere.
The cloud store.
What he's saying is, what is your profit margin? You know how you email somebody else on the other side of the world? All of that is free, right? But what they did later is they put ads on the side. They put the ads on the side just so that you don't notice they're making money on the back end. But your inbox is free. The ads are there though. Okay? And they make money from impressions, and because it's about your eyeballs, okay? Your eyeballs. The more you see it, the more the brand goes up. Let me put it another way. I put Colosec 360 over here, right? I want you to see this name so that my name goes up. Okay? So when he says user acquisition and then exit from the company, when investors say what is your exit, you have two choices: public offering or acquisition. Acquisition means you're fired. That is, unless you're the salesperson of that company. Okay? So the job of the acquisition is for the money to come in, but the parent company has to own that company in order for that exit to be finalized. So the parent company comes into the acquiring company, the acquired company, and says, we're the boss. You guys fired. The founder stays there for about 3, 4, 5 years to maintain the brand. And then if he stays there for longer, it's because he's the one that is able to sell more copies of that product. Make sense? So when you see a company get acquired, it's always a bad sign, but there are outliers, okay? The outliers is the people that say, business as usual, no change. The acquirer can go and sustain the losses from that acquisition for many years until they make money back. If such a point that they go into profitability, everybody keeps their job. Everybody. The reason why Microsoft, for example, the reason why Microsoft cut the workforce is because Activision, for example, had been failing for years. We're right in the middle of that many years of failures. Black Ops 6, Black Ops 7 failed under their leadership. And it's not necessarily Microsoft's actual fault, but it's under their leadership. Make sense? So usually they have to come in and say, everybody, pack up your bags, pick up your boxes, you're fired, bye, bye, bye. That's what happens in an acquisition, okay? But there's another option, public offering. And that public offering goes into what's known as the stock market, the IPO. This gives the founder or the CEO more freedom to move around a little bit. What happened with IPOs getting acquired is because, for another example, Activision is just one example because that's a IPO company that got acquired by a bigger company, a bigger IPO company. So if you are a IPO company being bought by another company, no name, nothing, the first thing they do is they fire everybody. Everybody. They don't care. They're just nobody. They get to get away with the name. That's the problem. That's why it's always very important to keep your brand profile up. Okay? So what he's saying is the exit is the founder's way of saying, I want to be acquired, or I want to be IPO or better. Okay? Or better, that means you stay in that job with the IPO namesake. Okay? You stay after the IPO. That's what you really want. To keep the company going. But the problem with YouTube is YouTube at this point is a LLC. Okay? Not a corporation. Listen to me again. YouTube is a LLC. That means whoever is the executive board at YouTube right now is sharing their revenue amongst each other. So they have to pay the taxes to the IRS or the Secretary of State. Doesn't matter how much money they make. The way to convert it's a very complicated subject, and a lot of you don't understand this because when when Google acquired YouTube, it was an LLC. So why they haven't changed the corporate structure is because you have to convert the LLC corporate structure into the corporation structure. When I say corporate, I'm talking about the chain of command. So you have to convert all that into corporate structure, the corporation structure. Okay? It's one thing to convert the actual license from LLC into corporation. The other is to actually convert them over. And then the investors in that LLC has to convert into this company. Takes years. Years. Okay? It's easier to acquire a corporation than it is a LLC into corporation. Harder, longer, more difficult, more complex, more legal issues. That's the worst part of running a business. That's the worst part of running a business. For any of you that wants to run a business, you have to think about the corporate structure before you even think of IPO later. Okay? If you want to be acquired, okay, be in LLC. But otherwise, bro, you better plan from A to B. Because that structure takes years and time to convert. right now, YouTube is going through that structure change right now. Okay? That's why they fired employees to convert into AI employees, agents, whatever you call it. Because they want all that money. Dude, stop buffering. You're a big company.
In the early days, and now it's like, yeah, Dropbox. I don't know what did you fail to pay? Did you get cut off by, let's see, Google One, OneDrive.
Interesting that their
iCloud.
Their tagline is registered users.
You better believe it. So like that whole model never made any sense, except YouTube.
YouTube has somehow
made it work. So we would have to find a, and the somehow, right, is they got bought by Google, who continued to throw money into the money furnace until such point as they were able to extract enough data that they were able to leverage it to make enough on that data that they were able to turn it into a self-sustaining machine. Without the deep
what he's talking about is AdSense and the analytics, because the way investors look at companies is how many users does the company have? How many registered users are on the platform? How many users paid money into YouTube? How many money it was expended to creators? This is called reimbursement. These are called disbursement. 2 words. Okay? They're not like profits. They're like expenditures. Money you spend. Okay? And YouTube doesn't want to do that anymore. YouTube wants to make money and then do whatever they want. Because the AI thing, they can make AI video here, 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 and then all that video money. But people are fighting against that. And it's not just the videos. Once you upload the videos, there's an AI in the background judging your videos. So every time you upload a video, you have to do the video correctly or you're going to be shadow banned. Because they want to save money.
Deep ad business that Google has, without the way that they leverage user data to make money in their advertising business, I just don't see how it could be done. And you can look at other examples of strong advertising companies. I'd say Facebook would.
And that's what I'm saying. They tried doing products to offset the cost of running Google and YouTube. Okay? So they released Stadia. Stadia failed because it was too early to market. Cloud is not as sustainable as they think it is, because nobody trusts cloud. You just saw it when you press play, the buffering. We see that with video games. So when you go on Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, when you go on that and you see lag, you're going to see the same problem here. And it's because Microsoft has to pay for the infrastructure to run that cloud platform. YouTube has an infrastructure to run that platform. But the problem is, who's paying for the servers? Who's paying for the ad system? Who's paying for the analytics? Who's paying for the search console? So Google is subsidizing those products today. And when they release a new product to YouTube or Google or whatever, Stadia was a different brand. And it was existing on a different ecosystem from Google and YouTube, because they needed their own servers to run Stadia. And they needed customers to pay for the service. But the problem is, with Stadia, there was no marketing. Just YouTube videos. That's it. There's no marketing. I'm telling you from a marketing guy's perspective. There was no marketing. Zero. Zillage. In the video game industry, in order to launch a product successfully is by name recognition for about 5 to 10 years. Right now, what is that game called? Expedition Claire Obscure 33. That was the breakout title of this year, 2025. But they were more successful with Square Enix, so they broke out easy. But even then, you need a brand to be able to launch a new product. So for that company to be more successful, it has to be a sequel to that game. Shift Up just came out with Stellar Blade. They had to make a sequel to that game in order to build a new game. Because you need funding. Dead Cell. Twin Motion, they haven't released a new game in years. And Dead Cells have been on the market for about 10 years now. The only releases they make is DLCs, DLC. I don't know what they're doing right now, so. Another example is, I forgot. I'm drawing a blank here. There was one more game that I was thinking of, but we'll just keep going. My point is, you need a brand to build up on top of. Google is not treating themselves like a small startup. They're a corporation.
Probably be the closest thing at this point. Meta. Meta tried. And I don't think VOD has ever really taken off on Meta. Short form,
There's
they have
short
a lot.
form for sure.
But Meta's model is also so different. Like,
I know like literally one creator that does well on Facebook VOD. And I know there are some other creators that do. They have some demographics, but really it's not YouTube, and it's very, very, very.
No. Facebook is old school social media. Old school. The reason why it's more accessible on X or Twitter or Blue Sky is because the posts are not. It's attached to a profile, but it's not like a containing sustaining profile. It's not like you're going to a Facebook profile and it's just for you and your friends. It's a profile on Twitter or Blue Sky. Your profile is public and you can share it with everybody. So they on Facebook, when you share posts, it doesn't have that wide ecosystem. It's well inside the recommendation system. So when you release a video, it's only for your friends. That's it. You can share the video outside, but it's still like inside your friend's ecosystem. So it's not the same. When you release a video on Facebook, it's weird. Yes, I agree with Linus on that. It's not just a viewing experience, but also like a internet to internet protocol issue. The YouTube the compression system on Facebook is weird. Weird, especially for photos. Photos, when they compress the photos, you lose pixels. Worse off on video. Worse off. So you get these grainy images. Weird.
Far from being YouTube.
And then the other side of it. So Google figured out how to bring in enough revenue to make it make sense, but then they also had to figure out how to scale up their infrastructure to make it affordable. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Moore's Law and like the way that storage, costs per terabyte are going, you can't just count on your next data center to be twice as fast, have twice as much storage, and cost half as much as the last one you built anymore. The large scale corporate entities are up against the exact same challenge.
Okay, so what he's talking about there is, yes, Google has a dedicated cloud server infrastructure, but they're not AWS. Okay, so Amazon Web Services is kind of like a server service. Okay, so it's hard to explain, but AWS is part of Amazon as a whole. Without AWS, the retail business is not. When I say retail business, I mean the online retail business is not able to sustain itself because you have to pay for the server and the retail warehouses. So you have to maintain that. And if you go to a Amazon operation location, you're gonna see the logos. Those locations have to manage itself because it gets deliveries from other locations. Okay? So it has to pay for that location and the vans. Okay? The packages, another expense. The employees, another expense. So they have to sell AWS to enterprise corporations. X/Twitter included. That's why when you see a server going down because of them, it's because of that. Okay? That's why. A lot of companies, a lot of your favorite companies rely on AWS. Google itself doesn't have the same business model. They treat Google, the search engine, as the primary business model of Google. YouTube is a business model of Google. AdSense is a business model of Google. Okay? So they have three major companies. The cloud / server business, tiny. So that's why when he says the infrastructure is like tilting like this, it's because there's no foundation down there. There's no foundation on the bottom. You need to have like a server business model to support the search engine, the YouTube platform. And Google does not have it. Okay? Google Fiber is another business. It's not. If I was Google and I want a bigger footprint in the technology sector, it would be to buy a cable company. I mean, somebody like Spectrum, who's in the brink of bankruptcy. Comcast, on sale right now. So I would do that. But even then, you still have to sell to new people in order to have adoption of the Google server farm. Okay? And the way I see it, when I look at Google, I looked at Google as a server infrastructure. Yes, I did. I have websites. So when I look at it, they bill by the minute, not hours, not days, not weeks, not a month. The monthly payment is the typical business model of dedicated servers or cloud server farms. Those data centers, they bill by the month because each person pays off the server by the end of the month. If they don't pay it by the end of the month, guess what? Server goes offline. That's how the business model was for many years. So when Google builds a competitor to AWS, they fail because they don't understand the business model of everybody else. So when you look at the businesses, they don't know how to build new businesses. Each one failed. So they're going like this right now. That's what's happening. Okay? They're not standing tall. Confidence. They're not stable. They're floundering. And it's because at least one or two businesses is failed, and the three businesses are succeeding, but they're not getting funding. You need subsidy in order to keep that company running. Talking about Google and YouTube and AdSense.
Is that we are when we go to build a new gaming PC and realize, oh my god, this thing like costs the same or more, is not that much faster than my old one. You know what? Maybe I'll just keep my 5-year-old gaming PC, because realistically, a 5-year-old gaming PC today is still going to play anything you'd want to play, and you have it already. You don't have to buy a new one. I mean, they have when you're operating at that scale, your power and your cooling become major concerns, and you might have to upgrade just from like an efficiency standpoint. But in terms of like performance and especially storage, we did a video a while back that was I forget exactly what we called it, but it basically laid out the case for why what was it? YouTube made a controversial move. It was something to do with YouTube Premium.
Is this the skip ad thing?
No, I think it was like
the resolution.
I think it was the resolution thing. Like what?
Yeah, that's the other thing. YouTube Premium is not doing well either, because they're not encouraging creators to pay for Premium. So they're just going like, fuck it. Let's go for the Netflix business model and be Netflix, like the paying customer account, Netflix style. I don't know if I'm making sense. Basically, accounts become paying customer, and then the content is curated for your viewing pleasure. And they're putting AI slop in there to subsidize everything else, and then it's just a whole mess that I don't even like it. So, yeah. Oh, come on, dude. Can we?
My 4K should be a premium feature or something like that. Yeah, thank you,
That
Zumba,
sounds about right.
in Floatplane chat, where we basically showed how the cost per gig of storage used to go down
very rapidly.
Very rapidly.
My God, rapidly.
And then just like stopped.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, more and more people are carrying around 4K video cameras in their pockets, all while the storage doesn't get cheaper the way that it used to. So the only way to make it affordable is to just, I don't know. There's no magic. It's not like Google gets magic hard drives that don't cost money.
Yeah.
So apparently the answer is this.
So, yeah. Next video. To further illustrate what I meant by what I said, and to further illustrate what the last part of the video is, I'm going to do another Linus video. Okay? Sorry, Linus, but we need to talk about this. Okay? Because I have another section of this video that's going to go into deep dive into this. Okay? So, 7 minutes. Not even long.
I sent this screenshot. Yep, go ahead, Dan. Over to my YouTube rep, and I was basically like, okay, I'm trying to understand what's going on here. It seems like this brand is buying views against this video. So you can actually see it on the left there. That's my left circle. I hadn't switched to a full phone right yet, so this was the interface I was dealing with, and I wanted to send just one screenshot because I don't know, whatever, I did. So on the left, you can see the stair step of where the brand like ran an advertising campaign to buy views for this video, right?
Yeah.
So it got a lot of views, but you can see the watch time is
relatively tanked.
Basically negligible. Like not just doesn't track in lockstep with the views, because I would fully expect that a purchased viewer might not stick around for as long, right? As someone who...
Well, they might stick around for 5 seconds.
Comes across the content organically, right? So basically, my question to the YouTube rep was like, look, I understand that how a view is counted is sort of the secret sauce. YouTube doesn't share the criteria. But is it maybe possible for me to at least understand how something like this can happen? Curiously, there's been a small uptick in subscribers that seems to correspond to the campaign that's being run.
Really?
How do you get new views, new subscribers, but functionally 0 new watch time? Hi, Linus. Just getting back to you. Yeah, since they're running it as an ad, it's not surprising people would be watching for far shorter than usual.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I get that. I'm just wondering why that qualifies. You can take it away, Dan. Why that qualifies as a view? It would seem like, organically, if people were finding this organically, a 3-second view or a 5-second view probably wouldn't count as a view. I have no answer on that. But what is very clear to me is that view doesn't necessarily have a set definition, because I don't think I've ever in my 18 years of uploading to YouTube ever seen a video
that's very strange
that tracked that far off for watch time and for views.
Which is clearly just people clicking skip ad.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Very clearly.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, right?
I noticed this as well, by the way. I was trying to talk to somebody about how viewership on YouTube is mind-blowingly spiky these days. And how sometimes it's kind of surprising, because I thought that video was pretty good. And I went to bring up that video as an example, and I was like, whoa! Oh, because I was trying to point out that it had lower views than I would expect. And I was like, what the heck? So I went on this huge tangent where I was like, bring up the dashboard, trying to figure out what the heck was going on. And then I saw those charts and was just like, okay, well, it's pretty obvious what happened.
Yeah, but nobody actually watched it, except a few people did because they subscribed to the channel. Unless there's whole bot networks snake eating its own tail, kind of that will watch. That will go out of their way to watch. This doesn't
feel like it was
and then subscribe
bot
or something.
Network views. This feels like it was YouTube ad views.
Oh, that I don't know. Probably, yeah. But no. What I'm saying is, no. What if there's bot networks that are designed to watch the ad content?
Oh.
And subscribe to it to seem like legitimate users, so that those bot accounts can be reused later or whatever.
Yeah.
They're just farming new bot accounts or something. I don't
piggybacking on a system that exists to try to legitimize themselves in some way. Interesting.
And you know what? It's not the most egregious sort of abuse of metrics to make advertisers feel like they're getting something for their money that I've ever seen. I remember my old boss at NCIX, not Taryn, not the owner of the company, Jack. I remember him explaining to me how magazines and newspapers managed to sell their advertising for so much money. And it blew my mind at the time because, to me, a techie guy for whom 1 megahertz is 1 megahertz and nothing more, nothing less, right? To have something so emotional be sold and then bought by somebody was just inconceivable, right? But he's like, yeah, so you got to understand that on the internet, you know, an ad view is an ad view by and large. But with magazines, they would actually have like a multiplier. So first they would assume that every single magazine that was sold to a person who viewed every single ad in it.
But then they assume it's left on a coffee table or whatever else. Oh my god.
And I think the multiplier, you know, depending on the publication, could be 2x or even 5x. And these are just like assumptions that would be kind of like hidden in the footnotes of the sales deck. But
that's wild.
Yeah, right.
To a certain limited degree, sure. But there's no way it's as high as they were saying.
No, I mean, there's no way it was even 1.
Yeah.
Like, if we're being real, like, what happened to an unsold magazine? It didn't get read by 3 people. Come on.
Also, not every single thing in the entire magazine is read. Back when magazines were a thing, it was very common to be like, oh yeah, I read front page and page 8, and that's it every time. I don't read anything else. So, I actually, back in those days, I didn't know that many people that would read the whole thing. I don't think I knew anybody. So, anyways.
I mean, there are certain magazines that the articles were the only thing that I was interested in.
For sure. Yes. It's important to note as well.
Everything else was unnecessary filler. And I would.
Sometimes there was filler on them.
And I would make sure I would check every page. I would check every page to verify if it was in fact filler, and I would look closely to be sure that I knew that it was certainly filler.
Sometimes
before
you
I
might
went past
spend
it.
more time on those pages verifying that they were filler.
Yes.
See? Hello. So, as you saw with Linus last video, I have an article, okay, that reflects what he said, okay? I wrote this about a month ago, December 4th, okay? But I've been talking about shadow bans for a while now. And YouTube is lying and gaslighting everybody. That includes Linus. I will have a card up here to take you to another video that I talk about shadow bans. And at the end of this video. Okay? So, let's get going. We're going to talk about shadow bans today. I've been talking about shadow bans for a while now. I've compiled and listed all the issues with YouTube via written articles and videos. Today, I will share the results of what happened after that story went live. I created a new channel, a clips and shorts channel. The reason for that is because if you mix short form and long form videos in the same channel, your long form videos will get shadow banned from YouTube entirely. This means your videos won't get recommended or shown in the YouTube ecosystem. This was made worse by a large YouTube update in August that affected about 70 to 80% of YouTube channels. From front-facing interface, your views look like it performed poorly, but from my vantage point, I only posted shorts on the same channel as the long form. And it's not entirely because of what I did, but because of how the algorithm works. You have 30 seconds to keep that user engaged to your video. Normally, YouTube wants you to keep that user tethered to that video for the duration of the videos. Normal long form videos. So, I created a new channel. Well, I used an old channel that was oddly created during the Google Plus brand pages days. Well, for each Google page created a new channel to be tethered to it. Whatever. Weird, but whatever. But I used that channel to use it. Homes X360 Clips and Shorts was born. What happened? Since then, I uploaded new videos and it was successful. But I learned a few things here. YouTube is lying and gaslighting their customers, which is either their content creators or viewers, and yes, corporations. Companies are being lied to too, yes. On the front-facing part of YouTube, I got success with shorts on the first week because of my experience with YouTube. This is a fresh new channel with fresh credit, I should say. With this fresh credit, I was able to start the channel with 1,000 views. By the time that this article gets seen, and that did happen, okay? So this article is written in the morning at 9:30 a.m. I use social media for the marketing of anything I do on the internet. It's how you get eyeballs. One photo, just one photo with little text. One photo on Instagram netted me 20,000 views and still counting. As I write this, there's still traffic there. Oh, don't believe me? There you go. 20,600. Most of it is not followers. Not followers. There's 0% over here. Non-followers. And most of it is from search engines. So, see? SEO. That day, I uploaded my Clash Royale gameplay to the Clips and Shorts channel. I've uploaded Clash Royale videos to my main House X360 channel. And only got a few views here and there. 30 views on average. When shorts got converted into 3 minutes, my videos got a few hundreds of views. So, as you can see, right here is 149. 2 views. 33. 38. That's normal videos. One is 149 views, regardless of the style of the video, which is long form. Shorts on the other hand is like 425 views, not 8 views. 467 views, 40 views. And I don't entirely attribute it to the algorithm. It's SEO. People love Clash Royale videos. People love it. I upload them while there's no gaming news to be talking about yet. Right now, December is the lull. It's the hum. It's the quiet days. The Game Awards is about a week away. I'd have to wait and wait. Instead of waiting, let's test YouTube. And so that's what I did. Clips channel right here. So, 197 views. 66 views. Now, pay attention to this, okay? 1,100 views. This feels a little weird right here. And you're going to see in a minute. Okay? On my Clips and Shorts channel, I got 1,000 views. Awesome, right? Look closely. Okay? So, the next video got stunted. It got views, then it stopped. It got views, then it stopped. I saw it live as it was happening. So I was doing something else on my YouTube studios and I saw this. Okay? Right here. Now, remember what I said before. Pay attention to these two. Because this was taken at the same time as the other screenshot. Okay? So let's go back up. 197 views, right? 66 views. That's the top two. Okay? Down here, 281 views. This is the studio. 136. That's the second video. And then on the bottom, over here, which is the third one, 1,183. That's the third video. So let's go back up. 1,100. Rounded. But what's going on here? What's going on? So the studio is recording things in real time, but the front-facing website is not. That's what Linus was talking about. That's what we've been saying all this time. Again, look closely. The first video is recorded correctly, but the second video is counting in the background and it's not being counted on the front facing part of the website as it should. Furthermore, the third video got more views, but is not counted on the front facing part of the website. Right here. Now, these are probably other videos. And when I say other videos, I mean the long form videos. Okay? So I'm going to continue. And the long form videos are not being percolated on the algorithm either. Now, keep in mind, this is still Clash Royale. Those are long forms. And if you don't believe me, it says videos. That means when you highlight it, it's telling you that's videos. It's not shorts. It's not highlighted. If you go up, shorts is highlighted. So this is long form. Okay? I'm just posting the above. Hold on. Just give me a second here. Yeah. And the long forms are not being percolated on the algorithm either. I'm just posting the above image for story purposes. But this is what I'm saying though. Long forms are being buried in the YouTube system. Even for the new channel. Again, I stress this. This is a brand new channel. This is with fresh credit. My main channel is suffering two things at the very same time. A shadow ban and a algorithm change. So not only is the algorithm not recommending my videos, the algorithm is not counting my videos correctly. My videos are buried in the YouTube ecosystem. And before you say, oh, that's probably because you suck at making videos. Like YouTube wants you to think, no. YouTube is gaslighting you. YouTube is suppressing your videos in the algorithm because I tested other platforms. I uploaded to BitChute and saw more growth there than I ever did on YouTube in about 2 or 3 years. 83, 76, 76, 127, 79, 135, 150, 132. So consistent. This is the typical growth on BitChute. I've seen better, especially if you scroll down. But we'll talk about differences today. So I uploaded Clash Royale videos to BitChute. It kinda did poorly on BitChute than YouTube. This is early showing, okay? 25. Let me see. 10, 21, 27, 17, 13. Against these two. Hold on here. 96 and 61. Okay? And I can confidently say this because of the demographics. Instagram has a large Clash Royale presence. Huge, hold on. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry, guys. YouTube has a large Clash Royale presence. So when you market one part, the other grows like wildfire. BitChute doesn't seem to know about Clash Royale or like it. I don't know which, but this is telling me there's low traffic for it. I use meta tags on BitChute. I'm telling you, the market is not there. The next, okay, let me start with this, okay? 4 views, 30 views, 29 views, 32 views, 32, 21, 26, 18. Pretty consistent. The next test is the Mean Green website. Okay? Now, Green website has a long way before it's a viable competitor to YouTube. This will be the next article I write, so stay tuned. Anyway, Green website has been showing me love here, and there is a pinged remind feature too. That's not to say YouTube doesn't recommend my videos. It did, but how do I get it working is the question. See, as you can see, it recommended my premiere, but I didn't get any views. Unless I post the video off the platform. Okay? It recommended my latest Devil May Cry video, but I didn't get any views from it. I had to embed it and get people in front of the front door. And even then, YouTube just wouldn't recommend it more. Not even the following video did. Yeah, okay. Real funny, YouTube. Real funny. Real funny. And here is Green website's example. 11 views. 15 views. 14 views. Your competitors are doing better, not nearly as mature as YouTube. So they will have problems. So again, BitChute is doing fine. 47, 37, 32, 45, 100, 116. Now, keep in mind, this is Shinobi Art of Vengeance. 116 views. Your competitors are exposing you. and you don't realize it. I'm talking to YouTube here. I'm exposing you and Sean Cannell, who regurgitates your talking points. Here's his video. That'll be all for this article. Have a nice day. And no, this is not the first time I've posted similar articles. So on the next part, I have more coming up. So what I'm trying to talk about here is, there's this user. I'm not gonna say his name because that's not the point. Okay, so this is a reply to another person, okay? So this is what he said. You watched the video but didn't understand it. You just hear what you want to hear. This has nothing to do with YouTube algorithm. If people aren't interested, you can't force anyone to watch it. The whole point of the algorithm is to maximize viewership by finding videos that are most watchable and avoiding the others. Oh, and what I responded with is, oh, shut up. If you really want to be in Wally World where everyone tells you you're right, go find a country that does. The algorithm dictates what gets pushed in front of you. Not because, oh, people don't like it. It's a nuanced explanation, but it's not always, oh, it's because, maybe it's because someone didn't like it. You sound like the YT gurus and YT shills. Okay? His response is, and this is gaslighting, okay? According to your logic, you keep watching every video popping up, no matter if you find it interesting, entertaining, enjoyable, valuable, or not. Let's assume it's true, even though it makes no sense. You think everyone is like you. No, it's just you. It's physically impossible for YouTube to make people watch what they don't like. There are plenty of sites that show people what they don't like, and they have 0 visitors. The only reason why YouTube or TikTok or any other site are popular is because they show people what they like to watch. It's idiotic to think that you can make crap and dictate everyone to watch it. Just because you would watch crap doesn't mean everyone is like you. You are projecting now. Trolling is for kids. Okay, sweetheart? You want me to be mean? I will be mean. Okay? And then, that's what I said. And then I said, and no, I'm not saying people should watch crap. But keep projecting, child. Because if you want me to be mean to you and you want me to treat you like a little child, I would treat you like a little child. Okay? So, for the last part, I said, and those who liked your comment don't know what you're saying either, because the For You tab is the recommendation feed. That's where YouTube pushes your videos. Okay, sweetie pie? That's me being sarcastic, okay? That's me being sarcastic. If you want me to be sarcastic, I'll give you sarcasm, okay? I'll go to the next part. This is the current homepage. These are being recommended up here. Okay? And then there's subscriptions. Okay? And then there's you. This is the history part. This is the playlist part. Watch play later, like videos. But this is different from the mobile view. Okay? So the For You page is the recommendation feed. So when we're talking about the algorithm, we're not just talking about the homepage. This is the default homepage. It has Battlefield 6 right there. It has Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the old Modern Warfare 2, not even the Roman numerals. There's gaming computers. There's Black Ops 7. There's podcasts. There's gaming. So let's go to gaming. Okay? This is where the recommendations are. Because we're talking about the old YouTube system. Okay? But I don't see my videos. Okay? Modern Warfare 2. There's T-Dog right there. There's Chaos right there. There's let's see. Chaos again. Noisy Butters. Shout out to her, by the way. Battlefield 6. More. See? The Rick. Shout out to him. See? So this is the recommendation system on the YouTube website. Okay? On the mobile phone, you have similar system. So instead of being landed on the home page, you are on the mobile app, and it has the For You page right in front of you. And it's showing you videos that you might like. That's what he was saying. But what he's trying to say is, look, titles, what do you call it? Thumbnails, and the first 5 seconds, and then the subtitles. So, this is what he's saying. But the thing is, my videos are not being shown over here. I have Red Sack. I have Battlefield 6. I have Xbox, by the way. I have a few videos on it. There's RGT85. Tyrone Mangus. Ackman. Let's see here. Let me see. Yeah. Xbox is ready. I don't know any of these people. But my point is, the algorithm is pushing videos over here. Okay? On the mobile app, everybody's in there. And these are in there too. These tags, they're in there. Okay? The search bar is in there too. But what I'm saying is, the algorithm is pushing the wrong videos to the wrong people. Because I'm not doing anything that seems like I'm not doing something entertainment. I'm doing something entertaining. I'm telling you guys something entertaining. Either that or I'm giving you value. I'm giving you value because I'm giving you tips, ideas, and stories and all that kinds of stuff. I don't know what is wrong, because I did everything that was supposed to be done. I put meta tags. I put the SEO. I put the right things, and I still don't get pushed. Okay? That is called a shadow ban. Okay? To end off this video, check my channel. See? 128 subscribers. Most of it is from old school YouTube, and the other part is YouTube Today. I still get subscribers. Okay? Okay, so the videos are Call of Duty, Mortal Kombat, Steam Machine, Devil May Cry, Grand Theft Auto 6, Battlefield RedSec, Halo, Ninja Gaiden, Ragebound, PlayStation 6, Shinobi, Art of Vengeance, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Black Ops 7, Call of Duty, Hollow Knight and Silksong, Shinobi, Art of Vengeance, final boss battle, by the way, Metroid, Mortal Kombat, Resident Evil, Battlefield 6 Open Beta, Mortal Kombat, Battlefield 6, Devil May Cry 5. Do you see what I'm saying? Here, Battlefield 6 reveal. Mortal Kombat. Nintendo, Donkey Kong. Devil May Cry 4. Metroid. Microsoft, Xbox. Microsoft. Resident Evil. Mortal Kombat. Nintendo. Ninja Gaiden. Clash Royale. Ninja Gaiden. Wrestling. WrestleMania. Nintendo. Mario Kart. Ninja Gaiden. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to get people in the front door from the gaming industry, but the algorithm doesn't want to show my videos. It makes no sense. To end this video, like, subscribe, comment, talk about Call of Duty 360. Stay awesome. See you guys later.